Good day, all. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associate with your metals market update, and this update is for Thursday, the 29th of August, 2019. And we're right now at 3:05 p.m. As you can see, a down day in the metals, but not as severe as it was, nor was I expecting it to be. It's Labor Day weekend, folks. You're going to have light volume, little follow through. Silver now ending up closer to 9 cents down at this hour, at least. Moments ago, it was closer to the lows, so you can go back and forth. The event of the day is China said that they want to send a delegation to the U.S. to speak face-to-face as long as it's calm and controlled. Okay. They didn't say the key words, so if you're buying into their stories, God bless you. The key words are, we're ready to talk intellectual property, stealing of your trade, opening up our markets. Calm and all that, it's not our president's style. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but that's pretty much what I'm seeing. Dollar was higher today, a mixed bag in a number of different foreign currencies, as you can see. The Brits are still dealing with the Brexit situation. September 12th, we have the European Central Bank meeting, and now we're hearing a number of members come out against cutting rates very dramatically. I don't know what's going to happen there. We did hear from Ms. Lagarde, who will take over that president position. I believe it's in November she'll have that. She's in favor of doing something, but she's not on the ECB yet. Here's the gold weekly chart. Currently, it's up about $3.50, $4. When we take a look at the daily charts, you have distribution going on up here. The market's running to a resistance point. The pattern is one of lower highs and lower lows, bearish all of a sudden. You have an outside day down today. If you take out today's high, which was 1559.80, that could prove a bear trap and the market might go up to the next resistance. We'll show that in a minute. Support back at the 1522 level. In terms of the resistance points, here's the Bollinger tops. Remember what I said, the first time you hit it, be careful. Pros take money off the table often at those numbers, especially if it's going without a narrow pattern like it was here. This is a very different pattern than you were when you hit up here. Very, very different. And you can see it. I mean, you don't need to be trained on that. So could we get back down to the 18-day average and try to figure out what to do? Sure. Now, what happens if you get over today's high? Well, then the Bollinger Band's out of play. Actually, it would become a lagging resistance. It would start chasing prices. I don't know that that's going to happen. Momentum turning down. So you've got momentum down, you have the swing line down, but the bias is up since you're over the 18-day average. They all negate each other out. Maybe this is where the market just gets a bit of a correction and momentum gets back in the balance instead of being overbought. In GLD, you can see as we finished the day, we were down $1.04. The market still has the embedded reading. Embedded means you've converted the slow stochastic into locking in a trend. You convert from being overbought to embedded. In order to lose embedded, the red line, this number 88.54, has to close under 80. You're not there. Was it 88 or 83.54? I believe it is. Yeah, it's 83.54. Need glasses. Close under 80, then all I'm looking for still is the potential of the 18-day average. If it goes further down, great, but that would be the potential that I'd be looking for. In GDX, the first challenge of the upper Bollinger Bands failed. The market's pulling back, and it's overbought, as you can see. Now, the difference in this pattern is it's getting tighter, as you can see. These aren't quite doing that. They're narrowing in. This one's pretty much already developed something of a sideways action. That's all that I can say about it. You've got, in looking at the GDX, pulling back into the support zone right here. In the gold-silver ratio, it's still favoring silver over gold. You've corrected from 93.5 down to 83.74. As long as this pattern stays in place, whatever the next number is, we'll discuss, but could be in the 60s before it's all said and done. And in silver, yay, got what I wanted. You know, how many days were you over the upper Bollinger Band? 1, 2. 2 closes over. Gives it a 3% chance today of staying over it. I count each successive move over a Bollinger Band on a closing basis as taking away one of the 5 percentage points, 5% of the time you close over or under a Bollinger Band. And that's how I count it. So today's pullback, very much with what I'd want. Now that's not the issue. You have an embedded reading. You haven't lost the bullishness in this market. You'll get a correction. Until you lose that embedded reading, I'm not nervous about the market. I still think the pros will support the market on breaks. In the copper, obviously, you know, when you hear China wants to talk to the U.S., what market should get a bid on that? It should be copper. Call it Dr. Copper. And who uses half the world's copper? I don't know if they're still using half with their slowdown, but they were. And here's your resistance. You're back up to it. And we had warnings on this market. This market's been correcting an oversold condition, stepped now out of its downtrend. It's got a small uptrend, and I think more important is you're getting sideways action in the Bollinger Bands. I'm going to look for this market to whip around, and no, I'm not going to offer an opinion if China does this, copper gets bullish. If China does that, it gets very bearish. We'll see what happens. I have no faith that the Chinese are going to change their ways. Let's see what the market does. In the platinum market, I'm looking at how the market is over the upper Bollinger Band. Now today finished 917 area, stayed over it. Now you've got what? This close over that yesterday. So just like silver, it's getting itself primed to get a bit of a correction back to the Bollinger Band. Don't know if it'll happen or not, but where did it come from? I think you'd agree this is pretty much sideways action on the Bollinger Bands. And you don't treat the first attack of that it can't follow through. That does not mean I don't think pros take money off the table on the first challenge of a Bollinger Band. That actually happened here. This was on Wednesday. Today was the follow-through day, and now we'll see if the market can stay up there. Action, bullish, overbought, support way back down here and over the Bollinger Band. Palladium market, sideways action. You've got a bullish bent to the swing line, but you've got divergence in that momentum's trying to point down, and you're just sort of drifting in this market at this point. In the dollar index, another up move back into this old high area, and we have been failing as we attack the upper Bollinger Band. You just missed it today. You got to 99.48.5. That number's 98.51.80. That'll climb a little bit tonight. We'll see where that comes in, but I wouldn't be surprised to hit it and then have some problems as you are overbought in the market. I discuss this and a lot more each morning because what I help you do, I think I do, is I'm assuming you're looking for trade ideas or you have one, you'd like to bounce it off somebody. What is he thinking about the market, whatever. If you're watching these videos, you must think I have an idea of what I'm talking about. So why not take a look at the real product that I have where I can tell you what I'm seeing. I can't do it here. I can do it in this morning video because it's a subscriber-only video, and I can say things in that different than I do in a public video. I'm going to cover 40 charts on futures, 5 on ETFs. So you're going to say, I don't want to watch that all morning. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to spend the morning doing all that, but I'm going to show you how I do it. You get your points of entry, specific, exit, stop numbers, what I think, where you get out on a close, intraday stops, profit objectives. I'm going to lay them out right on the chart in front of you. And the difference here is that I'm trying to give you ideas for yourself to work with. The charts are going to look like this, and on the bottom of the chart there's going to be a slider. So let's assume you want to know about the metals. All you do is pull the slider and you go right to it. You're also going to see a lexicon, in other words, the names of the different categories on the side here. You can click any of them to just listen to that. And I do it in this order each and every time. So I'll come out of the stock indices, the currencies, the interest rates, the metals, then I'm going to move to the other complexes after that. The idea there, let's assume that you want to know what the currencies are doing. How's that going to impact metals? Might want to first go to the currencies, and you can slide around. You'll see the dollar index. I cover all the main currencies, all the major metals, and you're able to just go from section to section. You don't have to listen to the whole video. If you want to, I appreciate it, because I'm going to cover in the video the ETFs on the metals at times. I move around on them, but in a way that I always keep you advised as to what's going on. Now, I said this is a subscriber video. That means there's a charge. It's not expensive. 26.5 cents a day if you want to give it a try. That's $7.95 for the first 30 days. It doesn't go by months. It goes by the amount of days. After that, it's $15 every 30 days, or you can move on your own and go for a year up front, and that's the equivalent of $13 per 30 days times 12, $156 all up front. How do you get this? Go to our website under the word education, research. That's where you're at. You'll see morning subscriber video. I have a fact sheet. It explains everything for you, and that's where you sign up for it. You can also get there by clicking right here. If you're watching me on YouTube, it'll take you there. With that, I'm Ira Epstein. I will be here tomorrow. I'm already know that I'm on BNN, which is Bloomberg Television in Canada, 2:45 in the afternoon, and I might be on Fox like I was today. They asked if I was going to be here. They might want me on. You have a good day. I will talk to you tomorrow.